Hey guys, welcome back to the Interceptor. We're here with Alliance War Season 28, Number 3, and ASR has matched up against PALO. So PALO is quite a good alliance. They're not really like a top tier. I wouldn't put them in the top 10 currently, but they're generally in like the 15 to 18 range of Masters alliances, so they're usually in Masters. Um, but we did know that this was going to be our easiest war so far. Matrix and Kenobi are two of the top four alliances. I'd say the top four alliances currently in game are ASR, Kenobi, New Nation, and Matrix. So we've already faced two of the top three other top alliances. So this was going to be a little bit of a break for us. I believe these guys were somewhere around 11th or 12th in the leaderboard, and previously the lowest we'd matched was 4th. So yeah, definitely a little bit of a mismatch, but usually you, as the we're number one in Alliance War rating. Generally, there's you don't have many options to face unless you face all the top alliances twice. So you usually face alliances in like the range of 15 to 25. You probably match about 3 or 4 of those per season. Um, and we actually do have Quake making a comeback for this war, but she only has one fight, which is this long shot, rank 3 6-star long shot. Now, quaking this node, it actually can get difficult if this was a high sig long shot. But this is a very low sig long shot. It's only sig 40, because if you dex in the corner, he can nullify it and gain Mystic Dispersion. You can't actually see his power bar right now. In fact, I'm just going to remove my face cam for the rest of this video. But that is actually the amount of power that he gained from my dex, which means that this guy's only running about MD2, maybe MD3 at the max, but I think that's MD2. And yeah, I actually faced I faced 3 Mystic opponents today. So 3 of my 4 fights are Mystics. So I think it's a decently good idea at least to just make sure that you can see their power bar, so that you know what Mystic Dispersion I'm facing. If this was a max sig long shot with like a 60% chance to nullify my dex, and he was running MD, it probably would have been better for me to use Magic for this fight with an L1 boost. But because that's not the case, Quake is better. And this is literally my only Quake fight. So if I had been using Longshot, if I had been using Magic for this fight, I would have just brought Warlock, probably, the Synergy for Magic. So she could take that fight, because she has 3 of my 4 fights today, or she would have. But we are not taking that Doom, because we used a Human Torch. Generally, Quake or Magic are both better for that Doom, but Torch is faster. So right now, with the tie breaks, until they get removed, we are going to be using Torch for that fight generally. And now we started off Path 7, Section 1. We're going to Path 6, Section 2, throwing on my Mystic boost here. And this is going to be a rank 3 6-star ManGog on Rage. So this is a decently challenging fight, but I'm going to throw on... I only use really light boosts, and I am going to throw on an invulnerability boost here. And this is a decently easy fight, by the way. This is the first time I've used Torch in Season Wars. I think I used him back in like Season 18, 19, 20, but I don't think I've used him since I started planning wars, and I definitely haven't used him since I got to ASR. So yeah, he's just a champion that generally everyone can play, which is why I'm using him. And this ManGog's going to be pretty nice with his L1s. He is going... I don't think he even gets to an L2 the whole fight, which is pretty nice. But when he throws his L1s, he gets the Hatred charges, which means that after 4 L1s thrown, he's actually going to go unstoppable for a little bit, and in that time, we're just going to have to delay the fight. So right here, he's at 9. So if I were to go in here and do a 5-hit combo ending with a medium, he would get pushed to his unstoppable. Luckily, his unblockable is only during the special attacks. So if you want to, you can, you could parry to kill time here, but I just didn't really want to take the damage. So here, he does throw this L1. I believe this is the last special he's going to throw. And this guy does have MD5. You'll notice that the Mystic Dispersion does jump up pretty quickly. Right here, he's at 10%. I'm just going to slow down my combos like the way Omega Red plays. And then he actually, I can't tell if he threw that L2 or if he just dropped from my my Nova Flames. I could probably go back and watch the video, but it doesn't matter. Either way, he died. If he threw the L2, I would have just blocked it. Really nothing. And then right here, I'm just going to take a quick second to throw on Suicides, because this is still during my arena grind for Stark Spidey. So I'm going to throw on half Suicides here for Magic. And what I actually forgot to do, so what I was going to do is right as I was done that fight, I was going to throw on my big boost, 30% green and a 15% attack. But I actually completely forgot, which means that I'm going in here with like the tiniest boost possible. This was completely unintentional. Obviously, I would never do this in a serious war if it was on purpose. But I did at least remember to throw on half Suicides, which is basically going to make up the difference, although my last fight is going to be about 15 seconds longer than it would have been with max boost probably. And this is going to be a rank 3 6-star Storm Pyramid X on Power, Focus 2, Aggression, Prowess. And there's not really anything to this fight. I don't know if I was supposed to use Quake or Magic for this fight, but I do know that my fight after this is a Magic fight in which I need a special 1 boost. So I think it was probably a better idea to use Magic. And then right there, I have no idea how that caught me. I thought I was far enough away. I was trying to land a reparry, and she just would not hit my block. Luckily, we only lost about 20%. Even if that crit, we were in no risk of dying. We were at no risk of dying. And now we're going to move up to our last fight, which is going to be Node 54, Mojo. So last war, I think it was. Yeah, it was last war. I took ManGog on this node, which is a pretty easy fight. We usually see one of these two on this node. I think we saw it War 1 too. Wasn't the one that took it. But this is going to be a rank 3 6-star Mojo, just making sure that my L1 boost was still active. We throw in 1 potion, which is the only potion that we're going to use this war. But it turns out that we actually would have healed back to almost full health with the recovery mastery in this fight. I think I end this fight at like 99% health. So I really don't lose any the entire fight. But right here, there we go. It's a power lock, and I do a pretty good job of only parrying when I have limbo up, which is really what made me end with full health. But I do know that I'm going to do it a few times. So here I'm down to 97. And then here I'm trying to hit parry. I hit that parry at the last second. And usually when you use an L1 boost against defenders on this node, they'll only reach 1 bar of power. There are a few champs that will sometimes reach 2 just as you're throwing your L2. For example, I believe Doctor Strange does, but it's close. And then he obviously reaches it in the middle of your combo, which means it's impossible for him to throw unless you stop your combo in the middle for absolutely no reason. I would not understand why to do that. But yeah. Anyways, this is a really, really straightforward fight. And Magic is by far the best option for this. I can see Archangel or Torch being a very viable option as well. Even Ghost if played perfectly. But Magic's just the safest choice. And as you can see, I am at literally 100% health right here. And then that 1 parry, that might be the only damage I take because I did not have limbo up. So yeah, I'm going to end with 99% health. That was a really nice fight though. And that's actually going to be the end of my war. So I really did not have many fights again this war. I only had 4 fights, which I guess was 1 more than last war. But it's still a really lame war. And that is going to be the end of the recording. So let's talk about the results of this war. It does not end for another 2 hours at the time that I'm recording this. But we are at 150 attacker kills. They are not yet, so they could die a few times more. But basically, when I went to bed, we were at like... Or sorry, no, not when I went to bed. after I cleared Alliance War this morning, we cleared the boss in my BG, a few other things. We're at 148 attacker kills and 4 deaths, one of which was disconnect. And then the last guy that had to clear the last 2 fights, I don't know if he didn't boost or if he just had like an off little bit, but he died twice. So we actually are going to end with 6 deaths against PALO, which is really not a good war for us, but it's decent. So that is actually going to be it. We are now 3-0. Oh, by the way, they're at 15 deaths so far, probably more later on. So we are 3-0 on the season. We're at 0 deaths still. Our PSR is at 12 out of 12, and our deathless streak's at 94. That's going to be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed.